Hello, good morning, everybody on YouTube. Welcome to all of our traders in the trading room. It is May 24th, Wednesday, May 24th of 2017. This is George Papazov from Trade Pro Academy. Yesterday, our YouTube audio wasn't working. I don't know what it was, but today it is. So at the 6-minute mark yesterday, it cut out, but today we should be alive and rocking. Everything should be A-okay. So welcome to today. Today's a key event of the week. All right, today's going to be the most volatility. What we're going to see is the Federal Reserve, the FOMC meeting minutes announcement. That's coming out today. We're going to definitely hear some more about oil. All right, in today's markets, especially this particular week, you have to have a news wire because news is driving this entire scene. You hear a squawk from one of the financial or the oil ministers out of China, out of Iraq, out of Saudi Arabia, and it moves oil up and down 10, 20, 30 cents at a time. Those are catchable moves if you know what to listen to and where to hear it. All right, so it's very important today and this week especially that you have a news wire, something up to speed, up to date that gives you all the breaking news, especially if you're going to trade the markets this week. Okay, very volatile. It's got the makings of becoming very volatile over today, and tomorrow we started off the week quiet. Today's markets in Asia, Japan's up 0.7%, Hong Kong's up 0.1%. We'll talk about Hong Kong in a second. That's a funny story. China up 0.1%, India down 0.2%. In Europe, London's up 0.3%, Paris down 0.3%, along with Frankfurt as well, down 0.3%. Futures this morning, S&P 500 is flat. NASDAQ up 0.1%, crude up 0.1%, and gold down 0.3%. 10-year Treasury at 2.25%. So you could see market started strong in Asia. There's some volatility there. We'll talk about that in a second as to why. Then they stabilized in Europe, and they got really flat into S&P 500, into the U.S. morning here. All right, let's talk about a few updates, and we'll talk about the economic calendar. You know what? Let's start with the economic calendar. We have today existing home sales at 10 a.m. All right, watch out for that. Last release, they totally whiffed. They missed the mark big time. Watch, see what happens today. Market's going to be fixated on that at 10 a.m. At 10:30, we got a really big report. It comes out weekly. It's the EIA, or the Department of Energy crude oil inventory report. Inventory drives crude oil. I'm shocked to hear how many people trade oil or attempt to trade oil and don't even know that there's inventory reports. All right, I just told it, inventory report. What do you mean? When is it? Well, there's two of them, so you better make sure you know that. 11:30, we get some results from a 2-year FRN note auction. And then 1 p.m., we got the result of a 34 billion 5-year note auction. And then at 2 p.m. is the key event of the day, FOMC meeting minutes. Okay, that is something we'll discuss as well. Let's jump into it because we're running out of time here. Moody's downgrades Chinese debt from A1 to AA3. All right, that's a 1-level reduction. I know A1 to AA3 sounds like it's a lot of levels of movement. It's only 1 level of a reduction. All right, it's the first reduction of the country since 1989. Moody's is afraid and or concerned of the Chinese debt problem. It's been ballooning. I've been talking about it to our subscribers. Watch out. China's one of those things you got to kind of watch out for from the corner of your eye. So it could really come out of left field and pop you one square in the jaw. So pay attention to that. I wrote a lot of stuff into it. Notes. I'm not going to go into it, but I will tell you this. The Shanghai Composite Index this night, I said it was interesting that it was up 0.1% because it was down as much as 1.3% on the open. Okay, Moody's cuts the rating. Shanghai tanks 1.3%, closes the session green and positive. We'll talk about what that could be in a moment. When I do my next segment, it's going to be very interesting. Or my last segment, rather. At 2 p.m. today, we get the Fed. They'll release their meeting minutes from the May 2nd to the 3rd meeting. You guys will remember during May 2nd to the 3rd on that meeting, they didn't hike rates. We're going to see the meeting minutes and discussion that happened behind the scenes that led to that decision. Here's a few notes. Investors are looking at the meeting minutes for a whole different reason than you probably are. So get up to speed on this and look at it for the same reason. And that reason is we are looking on how they're going to unwind the balance sheet. The rate hikes are not as important anymore. They're on the back burner. Since the Fed started the rate hike process, you don't have to wonder, are they going to hike? Are they not? They are going to hike. The question is how much and how soon. That's already been answered as well. So now they're looking at this balance sheet. That's where the market is starting to fixate. Why? Because that's uncertain. The market always fixates on uncertainty. When a rumor or speculation becomes factual or news, the market quickly digests that and moves on to the next piece. Okay, so you have to understand that. Fed speakers lately have said the economy's had some downside pressure most recently. That's a notable thing. Fed's Harker this morning, he's a hawk and a voter. He said that he reiterates support for 2 more rate hikes this year. Okay, June rate hike is a distinct possibility, he says, but downside inflation surprise could delay a move. He needs some more data. All right, that's kind of the most bullish hawkish, or the most hawkish dovishness I've ever seen. All right, yesterday, weekly API inventory. Let's move on to oil. Yesterday was the API number. API comes out at 4:30 p.m. Eastern after the market close, and it's very important for oil. Crude oil was an expectation, actually came out at minus 1.5 million barrels, so it's a draw. So basically that means either there was less supply or more demand, but there is inventory coming out of storage. When inventory is being sold, that's called a draw. All right, so minus 1.5 million barrels versus 0.9 million prior. So we had a build last week. This week we're back to a draw environment. That's bullish for oil. Gasoline was minus 3.2 million versus 1.8 prior. Distillates minus 1.9 versus 1.8, and Cushing inventory was minus 0.2 versus minus 0.5 mil. All right, so pretty bullish report for oil. Let's see if the Department of Energy report today, 10:30, confirms that sentiment. I'll tell you one thing: if you're trading oil today, you better have news. Okay, news is driving. I just heard the Iran oil minister said they will support a production cut. They weren't on board previously. Now that they are, oil finds that bullish. You're going to hear, as we lead up to tomorrow's meeting, a lot of back and forth jawboning from OPEC nations and non-OPEC nations down to the minute that has impact on oil price. You want to know what our take is on this whole OPEC situation, how you could trade it? You could join, become a subscriber, and you could see that webinar on demand. We just did it this past Sunday. Super helpful to help you trade oil. There's going to be a lot of volatility and movement this week with oil. And I'll tell you this, if S&P 500 sucks and there's no movement, don't fight for 4, 5, 6 ticks. Go to a market that is volatile. Go to crude, go to fixed income. As a trader, you got to be able to bounce to where volatility is. Okay, bounce around the markets. Don't just get comfortable with one, because that one might stink and serve you an L for the day when there's other opportunity. All right, let me tell you this. Yesterday, something shocking happened. It blew me out of the water. I was so surprised. I was kind of listening to it, and then I just popped up saying, what? I can't believe you said that. Aster Eldman, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy, but what he basically is he's the guy that the original movie Wall Street is based on. He's the inspiration behind that entire movie. All right, very aggressive dude, very funny and knowledgeable as well. Good investor. He's no longer investing right now. He's actually an art investor. He's no longer a stock market investor. He went on CNBC and he said, this move looks like it's a plunge protection team. If you don't know what the PPT is, I urge you to look a little bit deeper into that. All right, it is a team, it is a group created by a former president in reaction to the sell-off of the 87 crash to come in there and buy S&P 500 futures on the open market to provide support. All right, you don't usually hear things like that being confirmed in the media. Yesterday, we got to hear that, and it was pretty shocking to me. All right, it was on Fast Money. If you join our Facebook group, it's free. Do that now if you can. Go to TradePro or Facebook.com/TradePros. I'll throw the link in there for you. You could see the video. You could see some of our analysis and remember reaction to it. It shocked me. All right, the plunge protection team is a group that is basically appointed by 4 people. I'm not going to go into it too much. And there are 4 people from high levels of government, and they take direction and orders directly from the president to go out there and buy on the open market. It's an open market purchase operation that provides support into the S&P 500 futures. Now you think about that. All right, just think about that for a moment and say, hold on. What are they doing with all these futures they accumulate? Why are they putting their nose in that side of the business? All right, that all happened from the 87 crash. Fascinating history. Anyways, he said that. I found that interesting. And he said on TV, he said, you know what? This rally recently is suspect to me. It smells like a short squeeze. I've been saying that to our subscribers for the last 4 days, ever since this rally happened. I said, look, watch out, guys. If there's a rally and there's low volume, it means a lot of shorts are getting squeezed out of their positions as we drive price higher. If we don't see renewed an increase of volume, that just means there's no buying optimism. So now that we're near the high, the next 10, 20 points are going to be much harder than the last 10, 20 points, because the last 10, 20 points we're squeezing out short positions from down below. The next 10, 20, we actually need some buying interest to come into this market. and it ain't there. The volumes stink. This is a short squeeze. Be careful trying to get bullish at the top of a market, at the all-time high on a short squeeze rally. Be careful, careful, careful. Trade it. Don't fall in love with it. Heck, you could even fade it. Just don't marry this market. She's not going to do you good for the long term. All right, or he. I don't know who you are or what you do, but there's two options there. All right, tonight we're having a webinar for the subscribers in the room. Very big update here. Tonight we're having a webinar. We're going to focus on execution. In this business, it's baffling to me how many people know how to do analysis. Right? You can have a PhD on analysis. That ain't going to make you money. Right? Knowing how to do analysis is not what makes you money. What makes you money is converting that analysis into an actionable execution plan. We have a webinar subscriber only tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to talk about how to take a level, how to use your patience in our system to look for an entry, how to pull the trigger. Okay, so we're going into execution mode here. Right? One of our members made a joke. Can we choose who we execute? No, we're executing trades. And it's very important because analysis on itself is useless. Okay, that's the difference between a PhD and somebody that actually knows how to apply that knowledge. We're going from theory to application. We're going to break it down step by step for you. I'm very excited. You want to join that webinar, you got to be subscribed. Go to tradeproacademy.com. You got to have the Day Trader Pro package or the bundle package. Options traders will not, or options package subscribers will not get access to that, unfortunately, as it doesn't really make sense for them. It's more for the day trader guys. So sign up, join. We got a 30-day money back guarantee. You won't be disappointed. And I hope you guys make it out to tonight's webinar. It's going to be big. A lot of our members have asked for this. I'm going to break it down for you step by step on how to take analysis and make it into actionable trade execution. And I don't know anyone that teaches that. So come on out and have a look. Last thing I'm going to mention to you guys is that it's already 9:14. I got to go. We got to open up the trading room. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Be careful. All right. Today, 2 p.m. is the FOMC meeting minutes. You're going to see some volatility. It's been a slow market, slow in volume. Yes, it's moved a lot in the last 4 days to recover a lot of the Trump losses. However, that recovery hasn't happened on real volume. There isn't any volume. I ain't buying it. Okay. I'm not buying the trend and I'm not buying what it's trying to tell me. Now, that being said, I have bought it. I made some money to the upside. I'm not fighting it, but I ain't buying it for a long term. I'm not out here looking for the next 50 points to the upside. I'm smarter than that. I know May is summer volatility or summer seasonality is kicking in. Volatility is low. We got FOMC today. We got oil news on Thursday. And then things start to really slow down a little bit. So be careful out there. Make sure you take quick profits. Have your set risk and don't muddle with that. When you got profit, take it. When your stop losses hit, move on. Don't move your stops. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Hope you've enjoyed the segment. TradeProAcademy.com. Sign up for a day trader package and join the webinar today. It's going to be huge. Donald Trump said that himself. He emailed me this morning and he said, great job, George. It's going to be huge. So I'm going to prove him right. Take care. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Let me open the room here for subscribers. All right. Trade Pros, are you with?